and welcome to How To with Jenny. Today we're going to talk about how to fill out your spiritual gifts inventory, and then how to find the results, and then what to do with the results. To find our spiritual gifts at Shiloh, we use something called the RISE ministry. RISE stands for 4 categories that gifts fall into: relating, including, sending, and equipping. First, let's look at this spiritual gifts inventory. It looks like this. It has 17 questions, and each question gets answered on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being, wow, that's not me at all, and 10 being, ooh, that's really me. And everything else is somewhere in between those two. It's important that you really think about your giftedness when filling this inventory out, because if everything came out to be a 6, it would be a little hard for us to figure out what your gifts actually are, because they would all look the same. The same goes if they were all 10s. We all have different gifts, and your scores should vary a little bit based on what you really are gifted in. Why don't you fill yours out while I do mine? Now that I've answered all the questions, I also filled out my name, address, phone number, and email. This is very important for the church to have so that they can get a hold of you and plug you in based on your giftedness. Now let's take a look at our scores. First, turn over to the back page, and it looks like this, and it's going to tell you to turn it back over and look at the front page and find your top scores. My top scores are number 1, number 9, and number 17. These are boxes that I had a 9 or a 10 in. If you don't have any 9s or 10s, maybe you just scaled back a little bit, so you might want to look at your 8s. Based on this matrix on the back, it looks like my gifts are encouragement, helps in serving, and administration. The next part, we're going to find out what RISE category you fall into. Remember, RISE is relating, including, sending, and equipping. If you turn your inventory back over, there's a total box underneath the boxes that you filled in with your scores. If you add up the columns, that will give you your group score. And please note that groups A, B, and C all have an extra 5 points that you need to add into them, because we had an odd number of questions, and that would make the scores kind of weighted, and then group D would always be everyone's giftedness, and then no one would ever go on a mission trip, and it would be horrible. So, go ahead and add up your scores now. Once you find the group that has the highest score, turn your paper back over, and that will tell you which ministry group you fall into. I am a group C, which means that I belong with a ministry that sends. I am then going to try to find out what a ministry that sends is and how I can get involved in it. But that will be for our next how-to video. So please come back and check it out. The last piece of the inventory at the bottom is your engagement level. You can check the box under the picture of the swimming pools that show where you're most comfortable serving. And just for a fun, quick trivia note, these are actually pictures of our Jasper swimming pool. Isn't that neat? Little home right here on your spiritual gifts inventory. This part with the swimming pool is vital to helping us figure out where you're ready to serve. So please check the box that you're most comfortable with. There you go. You just filled out your spiritual gifts inventory. Please check back next week to figure out what to do now that you have your spiritual gifts figured out.